Hey y'all, this is Harmon from Misfit Adventure. So for our esports series, we're going to do a quick introduction to Ikemen Go. Ikemen Go is a successor to a very popular fighting game engine called Mugen. Mugen still exists, but its support has ended, and then for this protection of students and teachers, we've decided to go with a more solid release build that has regular updates for it. However, as a result, sometimes there will be a lot of changes to the videos, so this series will be updated as regularly as possible. The point of these is to create a safer environment for esports for students, but also to teach them how to build a esports platform themselves. And what better way to start than Ikemen Go? Now, Ikemen Go is a fighting game simulator first and foremost, so there's really not many other modes that can be done, but it still has a lot of functionality to create some really cool things. And if you've ever been curious about how to make a game or import a character yourself, there's a lot of ways to do it. All links will be in the description, but for start, ikemenengine.github.io is the main site. You can also get it from GitHub itself, from the creators. Um, all our videos will cover the download nightly build. This is the latest version, but it sometimes limits the characters as you add them in, and the nightly build is the more established, robust version that we'll be playing off of. This way we can get characters. Future videos will cover sites like this that can show how to bring these characters into your game. Very popular franchises. As always, do avoid copyright. Do not publish these games for these characters that are established. But in terms of your own personal or fan environment or even school environment, there is nothing wrong with adding these characters in. So, as we go in, after you have downloaded the nightly build, this is what you'll get. You'll get a file folder, and then you'll go ahead and extract it within that file folder. Geez, sorry everybody, you get my stream of consciousness in these videos, whether you like it or not. All right, so Ikemen Go right here is the main application. You may get a Windows Defender to say they don't trust it right there. That is common for these kinds of applications in video games. They don't include a digital signature in the same way a lot of other programs do. Do not worry, it is very safe. If you are concerned, always check your antivirus software and make sure your IT department is aware in the school. But if you are somebody who is just downloading it for the first time, do not let it disturb you. Okay, big folders to focus on, at least initial for the introduction. Stars folder will contain your characters. So the default one you will not see a Guy Pots or Ryu Pots. That is later videos where we'll show how to add them, but you will get KFM. You can see all these different file folders in here. If your main characters folder should be the kfm.def. That will be your baseline character one. We will in later videos cover how to fully create your own character, but just get an introduction to this that these are all necessary. Now, this can look intimidating, but I assure you it is actually quite possible, especially with all the tools available. All right. So that covers the characters. Stages is another great one to focus on. That will be on where these characters are going to be fighting. And then data will cover a lot of the basis of how we can add in our characters, functionality, what kind of things we can do. So, biggest one to start that I just want to make sure everybody knows is the select.def folder. We'll go to it a lot, but as we add things into the game, this is actually the base file that we will be adding a lot of our additions into. All right. That is just to make sure you're not completely overwhelmed by the game right now. Don't worry about these folders yet. As we go into future lessons, we'll cover them, or sometimes we just won't. So let's go into the Ikemen Go application. Okay, we can see a lot of things. So your basic character will be, let's go down to, they say arcade versus mode network, which we'll cover is to how to make, a game available for multiple players. The practice or the mission. Let's just do practice. We'll do single for right now. So your base player is Kung Fu Man. So here we go. Now we can swap a bunch of colors. I don't know. Let's let him focus on this other Kung Fu Man. I don't know why the base game has so many, but they do. All right, so we can see here that all characters have their basic punch, kick. Now, you may have opened up this application and be like, how does he know what buttons they are? I'll tell you right now, and I have this in the description. The basic button prompts on a typical Windows keyboard are A, S, Z for the slow kick, and X for this kick. And then I'm using the up, down, left, right arrows for control. All right, enough for that for right now. I hit the escape button just there, and I'm going to exit and hit A. So that is your basic start for these kinds of games. We can get into heavier things, and there's an arcade mode right away. But as you can see here, that's the basics of it. If we go into bigger characters, you can see that we've got Ryu from Street Fighter in that same website that I showed earlier. And we have Guy as well. And now these guys have much cooler things. A lot more robust functionality to them. All right. That will end that little demonstration for it. So we'll cover characters, how to add them like we just did in that video, and all the other functionality. But for now, just know that this is the platform we're doing to make sure that we can give either yourself or your students a good esports training platform that you have designed yourself. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Happy gaming.